David Benavidez just had another dominating performance against Anthony Yarde. He won every round, applied pressure, and once again showed his amazing combinations. But personally, he is one of those fighters that is just hard to judge just how good he is now. At 168, he was the boogeyman, but was struggling to make weight, so I thought he would be even better at 175. He had an okay win against Vostok, which is okay because it was his first fight at 175. And then he fought David Morrell, which was a good fight, but it wasn't the performance that we were expecting from Benavidez. This is when we start calling for him to fight Benavidez and Bivol and start making up predictions and hypotheticals, and at that time, yeah, those two guys would beat Benavidez, but it would make for an interesting fight. Then he fights Yarde, which is basically a cherry pick fight, a tune-up, and he did what he had to do. He was applying a lot of pressure, having him on the ropes, and throwing a lot of good combinations. The fight was stopped, the referee stopped in from his combinations. But he did look a bit sloppy earlier on in the fight. Yarde had a pretty good game plan. I know Yarde's a veteran, but Yarde was countering a lot. He was fighting on the ropes and looking pretty comfortable and was countering on Benavidez. Benavidez needs to make it a lot harder for his opponents to hit him while he's trying to get inside and pressuring on the ropes, because he was getting hit, he was getting countered. Fight somebody like Benavidez, fight somebody like Bivol. They're going to take advantage of that. Before we continue, I'm going to give a shout out to my sponsor, that's Hayabusa, some of the best boxing equipment out there. Gloves, shoes, hand wraps, clothes, headgear, you name it. Make sure to use the code ALEXD, ALEXD, all caps. Get a percentage off your order. Link is down below in the description. So what's realistically next for Benavidez? Well, it's time for him to unify. It's time for him to go after Bivol and Benavidez, no exceptions. But he just announced in the ring that he will be fighting Gilberto Ramirez, Zurdo they call him, at cruiserweight for Cinco de Mayo, which is an interesting fight. People don't really want that because they want Zurdo versus Jai Opetaia, which of course I want that. He shouldn't be fighting Benavidez, but Benavidez wants to bump up to cruiserweight. That's an interesting fight. Of course, a big fight for Mexican fans. Should be in Las Vegas. I think that's what Benavidez said. Apparently that fight's already in the works before this fight even happened. The Yarde fight even happened. Should be an interesting fight. An opportunity for Benavidez to become a 3-division champion. I think Benavidez could do it. I think he should win that fight, at least by decision. So I think Benavidez could pull it off, and it would be impressive. Don't try to downplay that. I really think that it would be impressive. But I'm titling this video just how good Benavidez is because he shows when he's training, right, how good he is, those combinations. And he shows the glimpses in his fight. He's more of a volume breakdown fighter. But as he bumps up, how important is that going to be? He can't just be the volume breakdown fighter against Bivol because Bivol can match that volume. Bivol has the skills to beat and take advantage of Benavidez. Now, I think Benavidez could beat Benavidez now at this stage. Just got to stay away out of those punches. But I think Benavidez has the abilities to beat an old, inactive Benavidez, but for right now, I don't think he's touching Bivol. Zurdo was always like a B-level champ, good guy at 175, good guy at cruiserweight, but I think, like I said, Benavidez has the abilities to beat him. I'm actually a big fan of Benavidez. I like watching him spar, I like watching him train, I like just watching his fights. His combinations are very, very impressive at 175. He has a very weird body. He's like a fat dude, but still makes 175. He's a big dude. It's just weird what his build is, but he's able to be quick, fast, throw fast combinations. That's impressive. So just how good is Benavidez really? I think he's good enough to bump up to cruiserweight and beat a guy like Zurdo. I don't think he could beat Jai Opetaia. I don't think he could beat Bivol, but he could beat Benavidez. He could beat all the other guys at 175 for right now. But I think Bivol would have his number. Bivol would just be more skilled and match Benavidez's volume. He has some things to work on still. He needs to work more on defense because here's the thing. Benavidez does take shots. He always took shots, even at 168. Even though he was the boogeyman, he used to take shots. And he did get knocked down before in his career. He takes too many shots. I think that's what happens when you spar so much, right? You get comfortable to taking shots, and that's not good, especially long term. He took a lot of shots against Morrell. He took a lot of shots against Vostok. He took a lot of shots against Caleb Plant. I mean, he takes a lot of shots, and that's not good. You're going to take a lot of shots against Bivol. You might not get hurt, but you're not going to look good on the judges' cards. That's the thing he needs to work on, is stop getting hit. He was getting hit sometimes against Yarde. Yarde was looking very comfortable in that ropes in the first like 4 or 5 rounds and was countering. You know, fight a powerful fighter, even more stronger than Yarde, who could be even more comfortable on the ropes. It might go wrong for you. I know physiques also don't matter much in boxing, but I feel like if you hit the weights, just tone down the fat. Try to find a way to tone the fat. And I don't know, try to put on some muscle. He could be more of a beast. But that physique, that build is just crazy. It's like the bigger Nate Diaz build, like a smaller Tyson Fury build. It's just weird. But I know that's not the most important thing in boxing, muscles and physique, but still, I just feel like he could be even more athletic. He has the potential. Just how good is he really? I think he's entering his prime. I think he could beat everybody at light heavyweight other than Bivol, and I think he could beat Zurdo at cruiserweight. That's going to be an interesting fight. Heavyweight, I think he's pushing it, but I think he could become definitely a unified, undisputed champion at light heavyweight one day once Bivol's out of the picture, and the same thing at cruiserweight when Jai Apatai is out of the picture or older or bumps up to heavyweight. So that's just my opinions on just how good is Benavidez really. I like him. All right, he's one of my favorite fighters right now, but he has that flaw of getting hit too much. That's all I'm trying to say, and I don't think he beat Bivol. Let me know down below in the comments what you think of David Benavidez against Yarde. Let me know what you think, who he should fight next, who he could beat. Do you think he could beat Bivol? Do you think he could beat Zero Ramirez? Do you think he could beat Beterbiev? Let me know down below in the comments, and make sure to subscribe. I'd really appreciate it if you help me get to 25,000 subscribers. I'm out, guys. Peace.